Waited for me.
I'll put this in your room. You're in the attic now, all by yourself.
But I don't want a room to myself.
Well, that's what you've got. Mrs. Bourne's orders.
Anne? Liz? Mummy? Anyone at home?
I didn't hear the car.
Only just got here. Gates has taken my trunk upstairs. Is it true I've got a room of my own?
In the attic, darling, yes. Well, it's time you did.
But I like sharing with Anne. We chatted together in the night.
Well, you're both quite old enough to have a room of your own now. Anyway, how was school? Was it rather sad the last day or two?
Not bad, really. I wept a bit at the school concert last night. To think I'd never sit in main hall again as an inmate. But now I'm home. It's lovely to think I've left. No more school. Where are the others?
Liz went upstairs to read in her room. I'm afraid she's in for a cold.
Oh, no, at Christmas.
Nanny's getting tea ready in the dining room. And Anne and Daddy were going over to the farm to look at the pond. There they are.
Vicky, you're back. Sorry we went in to greet you. We've been sliding.
Yes, ponds frozen over. It's quite thick ice. Hello, Vicky. Welcome home.
After tea, I'm going to search the schoolroom cupboard for some skates. I know we've got a pair somewhere.
Yes, your Nanny will find them, no doubt, if they exist.
Well, you won't be able to skate now, darling. It's almost dark.
Oh, we can tomorrow.
Well, if it doesn't thaw, you know, the grass is going up.
Have you heard I've got a room of my own?
Yes, where Granny's maid used to sleep when she came here. Looks out onto the front lawn. And you can see the top of your beloved cedar tree from the window.
Can I?
Doesn't that cheer you up?
Yes, but I'll still miss our midnight chinwags.
We can still pay calls on each other when we feel like it.
I put Miss Vicky's trunk in her room, madam. Had a bit of a struggle getting it up the attic stairs.
Oh, yes, dear, they are narrow.
How did Wolsey go, going up to the station?
Oh, much better now, sir. Since those sparking plugs were clean, she's running a good deal smoother now, sir.
Good.
Oh, you won't forget the fairy lights for the Christmas tree, will you, Gates?
I'll pop in and do them tomorrow afternoon, madam.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Come along, darling. Come upstairs and see your new room, and you can wash your hands for tea.
All right.
Nanny can unpack your trunk later.
You've got an old pinky chintz bedspread Nanny found in the ottoman. And Mummy's given you a lamp for your dressing table.
How lovely.
It's a china nymph with nothing on. Quite pretty, really, only her behind's got chipped. This bottle, church mate last summer was one of the things.
There you are.
Enter 3 human icicles.
Well, you come and sit down by the fire, Mother. Phil, you look quite blue.
I can't feel my toes.
My dear, it's like Siberia out there.
Yes, yes, I know it is. Anne and I just been sliding on the pond this afternoon, you know. I don't think we got any toes at all.
You should have gone for a good walk like us.
Where'd you go?
Up the drive as far as the lodge and back through the kitchen garden.
Well, that's not very far.
Quite far enough at our age.
Poor Phyllis having to drag along with the old crocks.
Anything to get Mother into the fresh air.
It's all I can do to drag myself from my flat in Artillery Mansions to the Army and Navy stores, and it's only a few hundred yards.
I never walk in London. I don't have time. Where's Helen?
Upstairs. Miss Victoria, home from school.
Oh, she's come.
They've gone up to her room. Oh, I think tea in the dining room today, you know, there's so many of us.
Oh, good. We'll go and tidy, Phyllis.
Right.
Come along.
Oh, So she's finished for school now, has she?
Oh, Vicky, yes. Well, she's left St. Mary's, but she's not finished, if you see what I mean. No, we're not quite out of the wood as far as education is concerned, Charles. Not quite.
Pity. Well, let's hope they all find suitable husbands before too long.
Amen to that.
Mind if I come in?
You needn't knock.
Oh, yes, I should. You're entitled to your privacy now with your own room.
Don't you look beautiful?
Do I?
Oh, yes. Terribly glamorous.
It's only an old dress Liz had when she came out and Nanny altered for me. Here.
I'll feel terribly awkward going downstairs for dinner.
Why? It's great fun. Besides, you get more food downstairs.
I'm not in the proper clothes. And I shall have to make polite conversation, won't I?
Not if you sit next to Grandpapa, you won't. He'll do all the talking. Vicky, what's the matter? You seem a bit down in the dumps.
Do I?
Yes, you do. Cheer up, it's the Christmas holidays. Aren't you excited?
Of course I am. It's just that Mummy seems a bit funny. Oh, I don't know. She's not quite like she usually is. As if she knew something I didn't. You know, as if she were keeping something from me.
That's silly.
She's not ill or anything, is she? Or rowing with Daddy?
Of course not. Everything's perfect. There are all sorts of Christmas plans. I'm going to a fancy dress party over at Roxburgh Park on New Year's Eve with the Addisons. And we're all going to the Boxing Day meet on Boxing Day. You, I and Liz, well, if her cold's better, are going carol singing round the village tomorrow night. And on Christmas Eve, you're going to the Pony Club dance at Holbury Town Hall with the Baileys.
Dance? Oh, I couldn't. I'd be terrified.
No, you wouldn't. Terrified at a dance? How ridiculous.
I don't want to go. I haven't got to, have I?
Of course you have. Mummy's accepted for you.
But I'll be a wallflower. Oh, and nobody will dance with me. I couldn't. I won't.
Don't be so silly.
I shall refuse to go.
They'll make you.
Then I'll be ill. I'll catch Liz's cold.
No, you won't. Vicky, you've got to start going to dances sometime. You're going to be 17. Come on, we must go down or we'll be late. And you know how punctual Granny is for meals.
You go. I haven't finished doing my hair yet.
Well, don't be too long.
Glass of sherry, Mother.
Just a sip, dear.
Fill beer, dear. Give that to Mother, would you? Oh, what about yourself?
Yes, please, Arthur. And more than just a sip for me.
Am I the last?
No, far from it. I'm afraid there is no sign of my wife or my 3 daughters. I apologize.
Dear.
Helen's down, I know, in the kitchen. I heard her voice up the back stairs discussing the sauce with Mrs. Gates as I came out of the bathroom. Oh, I did enjoy my bath. Lovely long soak.
Sorry, I had to wait for the bath water to heat up.
My fault, I had rather a full one. Well, someone did. Oh, Daddy, is that for me?
No, you give that to Grandpa.
Ah,
It's not quite
thank
ready
you.
yet.
Thank
You
you.
got time for a sherry, then?
Yes, thank you, darling. I'll put you at the head of the table, Father, as we're 8.
Anywhere you say, my dear.
I'm sorry we're so many females for you.
I adore the company of females, particularly in the holidays. Quite enough of scruffy boys round my table at Eton in school time.
Anyway, you'll be all right when we all go off to powder our noses. You and Daddy can have a good long man's chat over your port, can't they, Mummy?
Not too long, darling. Mrs. Gates has to lay out for breakfast before she goes.
You should think of those things, Anne. She's a human being, you know, not a robot.
Sorry I'm late. My hair wouldn't stick down.
It's all right, darling. I think your hair looks very pretty, Vicky.
Thank you, Aunt Phyllis.
As we've got a few minutes before we go in... Oh, have we, Helen? Yes, the soup's not quite ready yet. Then why don't you give us a little piece on the piano? I'm longing to hear you play.
Oh, would that be all right?
Yes, if you like.
Yes, that's right. A little music to whet our appetites for dinner.
What shall I play?
Well, anything, Vicky. It'll help settle her nerves. First time down to dinner.
I know that piece. Klaus von Heinig used to play it. He often used to play to us in the evenings. He was such an awfully good pianist. You'll be able to play duets with him, Vicky. And I expect to take you to some lovely concerts in Munich. You being so musical and...
Munich? Did you say Munich?
Oh, God.
I'm being sent to Munich like Anne, aren't I, Mummy?
And we did agree.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
I'm going to be sent away. Abroad.
Now, Vicky, we were going to tell you about it after Christmas. Let you have Christmas first.
Oh, please not.
You'll love it, Vic. I did.
It's all right for you, Anne. You can get on with people. I can't.
Now it's out, darling. You might as well know. Frau von Heineck has written to say that she can take you on the 19th.
The 19th?
Of January.
But that's only 3 weeks. Oh, Mummy, oh, please not. I don't want to go away, not when I've just come home.
Listen, now, Vicky, I suggest we don't start a family row, dear. Not just before dinner, not with Granny here.
I know why you
Grandpa.
didn't tell me. Because you knew it was cruel to send me to Germany. You know I'm frightened of people I don't know. You're just trying to get me out of the way.
Vicky, what on earth do you think you're saying?
Because I'm no good at making friends and I'm not pretty like Annie's or clever like Liz. That's why you're sending me away and ruining my Christmas holiday.
Vicky, you better go upstairs if you can't control yourself better than that.
You're not a child any longer.
Yes, I know I'm not. I'm nearly 17. That's what you keep saying. Because you want to get rid of me. You're cruel and brutal and I hate you.
Now then, Vicky, you go upstairs again and you have your supper in the schoolroom. You're obviously not fit to dine with us here downstairs.
I don't want to.
Anne, go upstairs and ask Nanny to get her something on a tray, would you? Yes, I'm so sorry, everybody. She's tired after her long train journey.
It was because she was playing the piano so beautifully. I just wanted her to look forward to going. I didn't think what I was saying. I'm so sorry.
It's all right, Anne.
Well, there's an exhibition of temper for you. Just like our grandfather. Not you, Charles. My Billy. He used to blow up like that quite frequently.
Oh. The child's full of talent, Arthur. Don't you think you could make allowances for her temperament?
Talent is no excuse for bad manners, Phil.
I thought it would be so good for her to go abroad on her own.
I've no doubt her music will improve in Munich. Those beastly Germans make their children practice scales over and over on pain of a whipping.
Granny, how could you say that?
She's with Nanny.
Well, we'd better go in. Come along, Alice, before the soup gets cold.
Well, pity about that. I'd spoilt my appetite for dinner.
The von Heineck's are so nice, too.
Anyone would think the wretched child was being sent off to the North Pole.
Well, come along then.
Ronnie? Hello, it's Anne Bourne. Happy Christmas Eve. Yes. Yes, I will. Ronnie, am I right in thinking you're going to the Pony Club dance tonight? I thought you would be. Well, Ronnie, how would you like to earn a bob rather easily? I was sure you'd say that. Well, who wouldn't? Well, it may sound a bit dotty, but all you have to do is ask Sister Vicky for a dance tonight. At the... Oh, yes. Oh, because she's going with Mrs. Bailey and Priscilla, and she's terribly frightened and shy, and she thinks she's going to be a wallflower. I know, but she won't believe it. And Liz and I, for all sorts of reasons, want her very much to have a good time tonight. What? Well, I'm sure you would, Ronnie, because you're so nice and a dear friend and awfully polite. But I'd much rather pay you. Well, you know, do the thing on a professional basis. Well, it's a bob a dance, so if you can manage more than one, I'll send you a postal order after Christmas. Your what? Give it to charity? Well, if you want to. Thanks, Ronnie, that's marvellous. Bye. Ronnie Dawson's okay? So that's 4 boys, all pretty reliable. So if each of them goes for the 2 bob and dances with her twice, she gets 8 dances for 8 bob. That's not too bad.
Not too bad. It's wonderful. I wish someone had done that for me at my first grown-up dance.
You didn't need it. You weren't shy.
Shy? My God, I was petrified. Very nearly sick on the stairs. You coming up?
Yes. We must get this shoe problem settled. We can't send Vicky to the dance in her stockinged feet. She'll get her toes crushed.
There. Are you warm enough? I am now. Had to put another log on the fire.
Oh, I have done it.
Where is everybody?
The girls are up in the schoolroom. Arthur had to go over to Dunsford to see the magistrate's clerk about something, and Phyllis very sweetly motored Father over to Hereford to see the cathedral and have tea with the organist. He's one of his old boys. They'll all be back later to dinner.
I'm worried about Arthur, you know.
Are you? Why?
He's looking tired and debilitated. Don't you think he is?
Well, I was just thinking this morning how well he's been looking lately.
Well, I don't agree with you. He's worrying about money.
Who isn't these days?
His Navy pension and what his father left him isn't enough to run this place on. Anyone can see that.
It's not a lot, Alice, but we do manage.
He won't get much from me, you know, when I go.
Well, of course not. I mean, you shouldn't say that, Alice.
If he'd come back to study his law again after the war, instead of staying on in the Navy, he'd have been quite well off now, you know. Might have been a KC, making a fortune like Norman Burkett and all of them.
Yes, Alice, we've been into all that. He chose to stay in the Navy, partly because he grew to love it in the war, and partly because 4 years of fighting at sea left him, well, not inclined to go back to Oxford again as an undergraduate.
Then he was a fool.
Not at all, Alice. You know perfectly well he did it to please his father. Would you rather he'd have sold Larkfield in 1924 when Grandpa Bourne died, instead of trying to keep it up? He'd have got a good job in the city with his brains, and we could have brought the girls up in London and had no financial worries at all, none.
No, he did the right thing to take on Larkfield and keep it up. I'd never have forgiven him if he hadn't, nor would his father.
Well, then you mustn't complain if we're short of money. I don't.
You're a good girl, Helen.
I do my best. Oh, that sounds like Father and Phyllis.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, my dear. Well, we're back. Mercifully in one piece. My goodness me. Phyllis drives that machine like Boadiceu's chariot. I'd put the wind up me.
Oh, nonsense. 50 miles an hour isn't fast. Not on a good road.
Did you have a nice afternoon?
Oh, delightful. Cathedral was very fine. Ambrose Major's got dreadfully fat. Comes of sitting up in the organ loft all day, I suppose. Doesn't get enough exercise.
The choir were practicing. Such a lovely sound.
Yeah. Unlike that cacophony upstairs, what on earth is it?
Anne's portable gramophone. She carts it around from room to room. They must have left a door open. Anne, darling, do close that door, would you? There, thank you. There, that's better.
What are they doing up there?
Just amusing themselves, I suppose. There you are, darling. I just came to say goodnight.
Oh, I see.
Where have you been?
Well, nowhere. Just delivering something.
Well,
do you think Vicky will be home late?
oh, I don't think so. Nanny insists on waiting up for her, so I'm going to bed. I shan't sleep till she's home, of course, but I might as well keep warm and read a book.
Yes.
Well, good night, darling.
Good night, Mummy.
desire, setting my being completely on fire. Nanny, I saw the light under the door.
Oh, God, 2 o'clock, goodness me.
Oh, you shouldn't have waited up for
Well,
me.
of course I did. I wanted to be sure you got home all right. And did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, Nan, it was wonderful. We stayed until the bitter end. We had bacon and egg, and I had quite a lot of cider. And lots of dances. We had this band over from Hereford that played all the latest tunes. We had a Paul Jones and reels too, and a galop.
You're waking everybody up.
And we had dance cards.
Oh,
look, here's mine, with all the names of my partners written on it.
Oh,
thanks.
I thought I heard your voice.
Children, don't shout.
Was it terrific fun? I knew it would be.
Oh, yes, it was marvellous. I had nearly every dance and supper with Ronnie.
I told you, didn't I?
And Mrs. Bailey said how nice I looked going there in their car, and so did Priscilla too. I think that made me feel sort of all right before we started.
There you are now. Wasn't it worth all the trouble?
Oh, I dare say.
There was one young man I danced with, someone Priscilla knew and introduced me to. David somebody, Willett or Wilmot. Anyway, he was talking about going abroad, and I told him I was going to Germany in the new year, and he told me so was he, and asked me where I was going. And when I said where, he said how funny, because he was going to Dresden to learn German, because his father wanted him to go into the foreign office.
Yes, go on. What happened?
Well, this David, whatever his name was.
Well, you ought to have found out.
Yes, I know, but I couldn't hear what Priscilla said. The music was rather loud. I'll ask her tomorrow. Anyway, he was very nice.
Yes, I'm sure he was, but what did he say?
Well, I said if he was going to be in Germany, and I was too, perhaps we could meet sometime and have tea together. And he roared with laughter. Oh, not nastily. He just laughed.
Why?
Sounds rather a rude young man.
Oh, no. You see, he laughed because the idea of us meeting in Germany was impossible.
I should say so. Do you realise where Dresden is?
Oh, no. Isn't it anywhere near Munich?
Come here, silly. Here's Germany here, you see, Vic?
Oh, yes. It's big, isn't it?
Very. Here's Munich, here in Bavaria. That's you there. And here's Dresden, in Saxony. That's David What's-his-name. They're a distance apart of at least 300 miles, so you could hardly meet for tea in the afternoon. No wonder he laughed.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, Bavaria's much nicer, and I expect the von Heinigs will take you skiing. They've got a chalet near Garmisch. And Munich's a lovely city.
Jawohl.
Who taught you that?
David, what's his name?
That's right. And you must learn to say, Guten Morgen, Herr von Heinig.
Guten Morgen, Herr von Heinig.
Not bad. Come on, I'll see you to your room.
Oh, thanks. Oh, gosh.
Your voice is down. You're waking up the whole house.
Guten Morgen, Frau von Heinig.
Guten Morgen, Frau von Heinig.
Darf ich den Butter haben?
What's that?
May I have the butter?
Darf ich den Butter haben? Oh, dear. I'm frightened all over again. Nanny, I don't want to go abroad.
You've got to, Vicky. Your nursery days are over now.